when I was a new believer, when the Lord first redeemed me, I didn't have any believing friends. I had, as an adult man, I had separated myself out from all believers and was living very much in a worldly life amongst worldly people. And when the Lord saved me, my life was so radically affected that all of my old friends couldn't figure it out. I can remember that specifically, and man, it wasn't like this instantaneous totality of change. It was this very quick recognition that gradually led to a fullness of change. Just a simple thing that always stands out to me so easily. I had a worldly mouth. I don't think I could complete a sentence without at least 3 cuss words. Again, I had a worldly mouth. I lived among worldly men. I lived in worldly things, and I had a worldly mouth. And I just remember at one point where these things begin to very quickly, almost instantly, I was like, ooh, maybe because of the way I was growing up, coupled with the realities of my salvation, but instantly there was this, I don't want to speak that way. Or others would speak, or I'd watch a movie, and I'm like, ooh, I can't believe they just said that. Right? And it was this internal recognition that was landing, and then I had to labor. I can tell you with all clarity that I did not, the day after my salvation, stop cussing. But that salvation, that newness the Lord had worked within me, began to work itself out as I labored in it, as I labored to limit those things, as I labored to not pour it in my eyes and ears in such a way that it readily came out of my mouth. I began to labor in conforming those things. And that's who we are. It's not because of anything other than the work He's done. That I, as a new creation, am impelled to act in a way that is contradictory to the old me. And it wasn't just in thoughts. Those thoughts necessarily became action. It wasn't just, I shouldn't talk this way anymore. It was, okay, I shouldn't talk this way anymore. What am I going to do about it? How am I going to cease? And again, a minor example. There were many greater things the Lord was also doing in that, but that one was one that I just remember thinking, wow, this is what it means to be a new creation, that the sin which I once loved, I now hate, and I fight against. As I walked in the newness of life which Christ had given me, I began to grow in my faith. I don't have to fight that to the same degree that I once did. Certainly, those patterns can still rise up. Certainly, there are things that can bring that to the surface, and I have to repent and ask forgiveness for even thinking them on a regular basis. But as I've labored in bringing, or as Paul describes, beating my flesh into submission according to the newness that is within me, I don't have to struggle in the same way. There is a growth that is happening through these actions. As I walked in the newness of life that Christ had given me, I began to grow in my faith so that I wanted to do what He said simply because I trusted Him. And this is the culmination of who we are